Hi everyone, my name is Amy McCauley and I am here to help people transform their lives by sharing my stories and inspiration and help people become the best version of themselves. So today I want to talk to you about the transformation that happened in my life when I gave up alcohol. Some of the real things that actually happened and very quickly in my life. So I just want to share them because I gave up alcohol 9 years ago, and it was a big decision in my life because if you saw my previous video, you've seen that I was quite a drinker. I did enjoy drinking, and I guess I made that decision because it was becoming too much in my life, and I had to give up because it wasn't serving me at all anymore. So once I made the biggest part for me was making the decision. The biggest part was becoming happy in the idea of being a non-drinker. So what I really noticed first of all was the clarity that it gave me straight away. So the waking up in the morning, I think for me, because I drank most evenings, I didn't drink a lot. I didn't get drunk every night, but I did drink, 2 or 3 glasses of wine. So the first thing that I really noticed was the clarity that I had every morning. It was just like I didn't have that fuzzy feeling. I didn't have that heavy energy. I didn't have that feeling of lethargy. So I just felt really clear in my head. And so that was what I noticed pretty much straight away. It was like, oh, I woke up in the morning and I just felt good. And yeah, it was really so fast. Obviously, just because the alcohol wasn't in my system. So that was the first thing that I really noticed. And then I noticed that I started to sleep much better because with alcohol, I noticed that I was waking up in the middle of the night often. I'd wake up in the night and then I'd have the thoughts go through my mind about, oh, what did I do last night, or it'd be like, or just it was just negative thoughts I think that the alcohol helped to induce. So I remember just the sleep just was so much better. I think when you drink alcohol it does really disrupt your sleep. So for me I was like, really noticing the benefits of getting a really good night's sleep. And then I really noticed as well how it impacted on my energy levels. So because I wasn't feeling lethargic from the alcohol and I was not feeling so heavy in the mornings, I just had more energy. I just felt better. And I was getting up earlier and I had just more, I guess, more positivity as well in my life. So I really noticed that was a big factor. And then what I really loved was how I felt about my body. It was like I felt like when I used to drink a lot of beer and wine and stuff, and I had this kind of jelly, sugary beer belly type thing going on. And it was quite amazing how fast that came off when I just stopped drinking. So nothing else changed, it was just the alcohol, and that really kind of just fell off my tummy. So that was another great thing. And also, I don't know, I stored a lot of weight in my face, and it's the bloating, and that all kind of disappeared really quickly as well. And I also noticed how I stopped craving so much of the fast food and the greasy fry ups that I used to have, or the greasy kind of like burgers and stuff that you often get even when you've got the munchies and you've been drinking. So I wouldn't have obviously all of that. And then the next day, how I used to notice that if I was slightly hungover, that I would have kind of really bad food choices. So that kind of went away as well. So it was good to kind of not be eating all that kind of stodge due to feeling hungover or munchied. So that was another thing that I really noticed. And what I really noticed was how it impacted on my mood, because I really noticed that when I was a drinker that my moods were fluctuating much more than what they did when I stopped drinking. I felt really like I wasn't as short-tempered and I was a lot calmer. I just didn't have that feeling, those agitated feelings that I used to get when I was drinking. So it definitely had an impact on my mood, and it also definitely had an impact on my depression levels. I was not suffering nearly as many depressive episodes by giving up the alcohol. So that was a really big thing. And so yeah, so I just really noticed that. And I noticed that my confidence started to increase. I felt better. Like, I loved being able to go out on a night out with friends, and I really loved that I remembered everything. And I remember feeling, well, I don't really even think about it anymore, but just remember in the first few months, maybe first couple of years, going out with friends and not feeling like I was out of control. So being more confident, realizing as well, one of the big things for me was, I think, realizing that I didn't need alcohol to enjoy myself, or alcohol to be confident. Like, I find actually that my confidence increased without the alcohol. So that was a myth and a lie that I'd been telling myself, that I needed alcohol for confidence, because it wasn't true. So that was just a lie that I'd been telling myself. So I really loved that aspect as well. And I loved how, I just loved how it made me feel in social. Like, I noticed that I could go out dancing. I did not think that I could dance without alcohol. Now, I'm not the most coordinated of people, and but it doesn't matter. Like, I still would go out and dance, and I still will go out and dance without alcohol and have a great time at a not a disco, that's a bit old fashioned, but I don't really go clubbing either anymore. But if I do go to a party or something and there's a bit of music on and there's a wee dance going on, then that's fine. I don't have an issue dancing. I love it. And I don't need alcohol to do that. So already you can see huge benefits from not drinking alcohol, not to mention the money that I've probably saved, hundreds if not thousands of dollars over the years that I haven't been spending on alcohol. And I feel so much better for it. So it's incredible when you think about how much money we probably did spend getting drunk and feeling crap. And I also know that I'm more likely now to be having a much more positive influence on my children, because they don't see mum at night every night with a glass of wine in her hand. They just see mum with a cup of tea or a glass of water, or whatever it is I'm drinking, but it's not alcohol. So they don't associate being an adult with drinking. So it's, I hope that that's kind of had an impact on their lives. Not that I'm going to suggest or try and encourage them, they'll just make their own decisions, but I do share my story because I want to inspire other people. I want people to know that absolutely there is a great life without alcohol. Like, I never ever would have imagined myself to be the type of person to go, I'm a non-drinker. Like, 9 years later, I still sometimes find it hard to believe that I say no to alcohol. You might wonder if I get tempted, or that when there's Christmases or celebrations, there have been a couple of times that I thought, oh, that would be quite nice. So what I do in those occasions is I will make a celebratory drink for myself. So I might go and get like a nice champagne glass if I'm at a wedding or something, and fill it with something sparkly that's non-alcoholic, so it kind of feels a bit more than just a glass of water. So I feel like I'm kind of joining the others in the celebration, but that's it. Like, that's really literally the only temptation that there has been. The longer that I didn't drink for, the less I thought about it. I used to be a smoker as well, and of course when I first stopped smoking, I thought about cigarettes all the time. And when I first stopped drinking, I did think about alcohol a lot, and it was obviously a key talking point with friends and stuff. They were really intrigued how I was doing it and why I was doing it. And I never admitted that I had an issue with alcohol. It was one of those things that I just knew deep down that I wasn't in a really good space with alcohol, and I wasn't really drinking sensibly anymore, and it was starting to control me. And when I was starting to get the blackouts and stuff, I did think, that's the problem, and I need to do something about it. So life for me has been nothing but great since I stopped alcohol. Like, as in, it's been the best thing, one of the best things that I ever did. It's makes me feel healthier. I feel happier. I feel like I'm not poisoning my body anymore and my mind. And there is no benefits to drinking alcohol that I can see anymore. And like I say, that just sounds so weird from somebody like me who used to love a good drink. So yeah, like, if you're thinking about stopping drinking and are worried about how hard it is, it wasn't hard. The hardest bit was making the decision to stop drinking. Once the decision was made, it was easier for me. I'm an abstainer, so I find it much easier to abstain from something rather than be a moderator. I could never just have 1 or 2 glasses of wine and that would be it. It was like, I'd always be on the verge of wanting more. And so I just, abstaining for me is much easier than having moderation. So it just takes that whole thing out, that whole, you know, fight out my head as to if I have one or two. It's just like, it's not even negotiable. So I hope that it's helped you. I hope that you can see the benefits, or understand the benefits, and they're real. You know, I'm real living proof that life can be incredible without it. And yeah, feel free to put some comments below. Feel free to subscribe to my channel, and feel free to share this with anyone you feel might want to hear this message. And there'll be lots more videos like this. I have been on a journey myself, and I love sharing my story to inspire other people. So, you know, share these around if you like, and put a wee like, a wee tick here, and yeah, subscribe to my channel. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.